What if you had the opportunity to settle your own estate? Hi, Nancy Beauvair here with Agape and Next Steps. Have you ever wondered what it might be like to settle your own estate? Just imagine if you had the opportunity to go through what your executor will have to do, what would you do different in your planning? If you actually had to go through the steps and see maybe where some of the shortfalls were, see where maybe your planning could have been done a little bit better, I'm sure it would be an interesting exercise. Well, guess what? A friend of mine is having that experience right now. I thought it was actually quite interesting. This friend of mine is moving out of the country. So it's not like you're going down the block or even to another province. You're going to another country. And that means that you don't just get to take everything and figure it out when you get there. You're limited not just by cost, but by practicality on what it is that you can actually take of your possessions, your belongings from your current home to your new home. When I spoke to her about this recently, she actually said, I was thinking about what you're doing with an estate that you're dealing with. And it made me think, it's like I'm settling my own estate. What she meant by that is because of this move, she is having to go through decades of materials, things that we keep. We all keep things, and we don't really realize how much we're accumulating until we actually have to do something with it through a move, or if somebody has passed away and things are dispersed. That's when you find out just how many little things, little odds and ends, papers that we keep that really don't really have any value, or you kept it because maybe it had a bit of a sentimental value. However, she's having to go through and she's having to uncover why she kept these. And she shared that this is quite an interesting emotion for her. She's having to be very practical. She's having to look at things and she's deciding right now, why did I keep this? Why did it matter? Is there somebody else that I can give it to who would understand and have that connection? Or is it something that can be donated? Or is it something that just needs to be thrown away? It's quite an interesting process. There are, of course, some things that maybe have a little bit more potentially monetary value as well as emotional value that they will keep and that they will put in storage just in case they change their mind and decide to move back to this country at some point in the future. But through this process, it helps uncover just what it is that we keep and the time and the energy and the effort that it is taking to go through 30 years worth of things that have been accumulated. Just imagine what that would be like for your executor, for your family to have to deal with after you've passed away. It might be an interesting project for you to undertake this now. Just, you don't have to do it all at once, but just open a box, take a look at what you've got there, and walk through the emotions now while you're alive, while you can decide, is this something that my cousin would appreciate? Or is this something that this daughter or this son would prefer to have? Go through and figure it out now. And if you don't need it, why not gift it now while you're alive? Why hold on to it until the time in the future when you do pass away? Some of these things that really have this connection, this emotional value, can actually help with your relationship while you are alive. It'll mean so much to gift something to somebody who really will value it. And then you get to enjoy watching their reaction. Interesting concept. It's something that maybe if we all took a look at things and put ourselves in those shoes more frequently, maybe things would be different. Maybe we would make our plans ahead of time. I'm a certified executor advisor. I help people sort through some of these kinds of very emotional issues, as well as help plan for the time that maybe you have incapacity or for the time that we do pass away. I've got an article on this topic over on my website. I invite you to hop over and take a look at it. The link is in the description box, and I'd like to thank you for joining me this week. I look forward to sharing more with you next time. Bye for now.